Hello students, Namaskar. Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Satwanti Kapoor from Department of Anthropology, University of Delhi. Today I shall be speaking on the module Biomechanics of Sports and Physical Exercise in the paper Applied Anthropology. The learning outcome of these modules are 1. To understand the meaning of biomechanics in terms of human physical activity and sports. Second, goal of studying biomechanics in sports and physical activity. Third, to distinguish between external and internal biomechanics. Fourth, to understand the different types of external biomechanics. Fifth, to evaluate the different types of internal biomechanics. Sixth, to understand how the results of a qualitative analysis improve technical training. Seventh, to discuss the steps involved in a quantitative anatomical analysis. Eighth, to understand the advantages of following a set of physical training. First of all, we will discuss briefly about meaning and definition of biomechanics. Now, biomechanics is the study of forces and their impact on the living system. Human biomechanics or biomechanics of sports and physical exercise is the study of forces and their impact on the human body during physical exercise and sports or any physical activity. There are different goals of studying biomechanics of sports and physical activity, such as 1. To improve performance in the given physical exercise or sports. 2. To provide precautionary measures for injuries and rehabilitation. Third, to increase physical fitness. These goals can be improved through the process of training, technique and equipment training. An athlete or an individual practicing physical exercise is or may be limited by strength or endurance of certain muscle groups, speed of motion, or by specific aspects of the motion, technique, equipment and technique improvement. Therefore, the coach needs to analyze the mechanical value that may lead to threshold stimuli. Technique, a qualitative analysis can be used to correlate the movement for better execution of the movement or to change the action and position of the sport performance. Biomechanics consists of different branches which can be broadly divided into external and internal biomechanics. Now, external biomechanics consist of forces, linear kinematics, work, power, energy, torques and movements of force, angular kinetics and fluid mechanisms. Internal biomechanics consist of mechanics of biological materials, skeletal system, muscular system and nervous system. Now, external forces and their effects on the body and its movement we will be discussing on. The movement of a body is determined by the external action that acts on the body. Force is a push or a pull that are exerted by an object on another object. When a force acts on an object, there is always action and a reaction. That is, the force exerted by one object on another is matched by an equal but oppositely directed force exerted by the second object on the first. Forces are classified into internal and external forces. Now, internal forces are forces that act within the object whose motion is being investigated. The human body consists of organs, bones, muscles, tendons, ligaments, cartilages and other tissues, and these structures exert force on one another. The internal pulling force are referred to as tensile forces. The internal pushing forces that act on the ends of an internal structure are referred to as comprehensive forces. Now, muscle pull on tendons, which pulls on bones and at joints. Bones push on cartilage, which pushes on other cartilages and bones. When the structure are under tension or compression, internal forces hold things together. Sometimes the internal force is lesser than the tensile or comprehensive forces acting on the structure. When this happens, the structure fails and breaks. When muscle pull, tendon ruptures, ligament tears and bone break, structural failure in the body occurs. Now, the external forces. When objects interact with the environmental surrounding is known as external forces. Now, external forces can be divided into contact forces and non-contact forces. In sports and exercise, the force of gravity is the only non-contact force, and the most important contact force in sports is between solid objects such as the athlete and some other object. Now, linear kinematics. It is concerned with the description of linear motion, speed, distance and direction of the object. Motion can be defined as the action or process of a change in position and is divided into linear, angular and general motion. Now, linear motion in turn divided into rectilinear and curvilinear translation. Now, rectilinear translation is when all points on a body or object move in a straight line without changing the direction and the orientation of the object, and all the points on the object move on the same distance. Now, curvilinear translation, when all the points on a body or an object move so that the orientation of the object does not change and all points on the object move the same distance. Third, angular motion. It is also known as rotator motion. It occurs when all points on a body or object move in a circular about the same fixed central line or axis. An example of the angular motion is the body of an ice skater in a spin. General motion. It is a combination of both linear and angular motion, such as running and walking. Now, linear kinetics. Newton's first law explains that objects do not move or do not change their motion unless a net external force acts on them. Newton's second law of motion or law of acceleration states that the change of motion of an object is proportional to the force impressed and is made in the direction of the straight line in which the force is impressed. Newton's second law explains a cause and effect relationship, where it explains that acceleration is caused and is also the effect of force. An object accelerates if the net external force acts on it. If an object accelerates, a net external force must be acting to cause the acceleration. Next, in sports and human physical activity, we are concerned with the final outcome resulting from external forces acting on an athlete or object over some the duration of time, then with the instantaneous acceleration of the athlete or object at some instant during the force application. Impulse is the product of force and the time during which force acts. Momentum of an object depends on the velocity on sport and physical activity because the object we deal with has a constant mass. In certain other activities, we can use impulse to decrease momentum. Newton's third law of motion states that for every reaction, there is always an equal and opposite reaction. This law explains about the reaction, action, work, power, energy. They explain the causes of motion without Newton's law. Work is defined as the product of force and displacement. Energy is defined as the capacity to do work. We have two different types of energy. Kinetic energy, energy due to motion; potential energy, energy due to position. Now, this energy is transferred from one object or system to another, which is a form of work. Also, the unit of measure for work and energy is joules. Conservation of mechanical energy. When no work can be done, energy is conserved. Thus, the total mechanical energy of the object remains constant if no external force other than gravity acts on the object. Now, power is defined as the rate of doing work. It can be regarded as how quickly or slowly a work can be done. The maximum power output a human is capable of producing during exercise or sports is related to the duration of activity involved, that is dependent with the metabolic capability of the human body. Torques and moments of force. Torque is the turning effect produced by a force. It consists of eccentric force, which is an external force that is not directed through the center of gravity of an object, and musculature. Torque is when a muscle contracts, it creates a force by pulling on its point of attachments. The figure shown here indicates the torque exerted by the biceps brachii FB. It must counteract the torque created by the force developed in the triceps brachii F1. The weight of the forearm and hand WTF and the weight of the shot held in the hand WTS. The point in a body or system where mass or weight is evenly distributed or balanced and where the force of gravity acts is known as center of gravity. In sports and physical exercise, center of gravity provides stability, that is the capacity of an object to return to equilibrium or to its original position after it has been displaced. The stability of an object is affected by the height of the center of gravity, size of the base of support, and weight of the object. Now, angular kinematics. Angular kinematics describes objects in angular motion. Angle is formed by intersection of a line and a plane or two planes. Angular position is the orientation of a line with another line or plane and consists of absolute angular position where a line or plane is fixed and immovable related to the earth position, and relative angular position where a line or plane is capable of moving. Angular displacement is the change in absolute angular position experienced by a rotating line, and angular velocity is the rate of change of angular displacement. The angular displacement and linear distance relationship provides a good understanding between angular and linear velocity. For instance, if we take into consideration a swinging golf club, all points on the club undergo the same angular displacement and the same average angular velocity. This is because they all take the same time to undergo that certain displacement. Planes and axes of motion. This figure describes the different anatomical planes. The green line, that is the sagittal plane, is an imaginary plane running anterior to posterior and superior to inferior, dividing the body into right and left parts. The red line, that is the frontal plane or coronal, runs side to side and superior to inferior, dividing body into anterior and posterior parts. The purple line, that is transverse plane or horizontal plane, runs from side to side and anterior to posterior, dividing body into superior and inferior parts. Now, angular kinetics. It explains the causes of angular motion. Angular inertia, rotary inertia, is the property of an object to resist changes in its angular motion. A body may have more than one moment of inertia because an object may rotate about more than one axis of rotation. Internal biomechanics. Mechanical properties of the musculoskeletal system. The important connective tissues. Important to the structure of the musculoskeletal system of the human body are bone, cartilage, ligament, and tendon. Age and activity may also affect the mechanical properties of the connective tissues. Next is nervous system, very important. The nervous system controls musculoskeletal system. It is divided into the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system consists of all the nerve tissues that lies outside the skull and the vertebral column. According to function it is again divided into somatic nervous system, voluntary, involved in conscious sensations and actions. Autonomic nervous system, which is involuntary, it is involved with unconscious sensation and actions. There are three types of neurons. One, sensory or afferent neurons, which are responsible for sensations. Motor or afferent neurons, which receive stimuli from interneurons or sensory neurons. And third is interneurons. Sensory and motor neurons are situated in peripheral nervous system and the interneurons are situated within the central nervous system. Now, biomechanical analysis to improve training. How do we improve our training? There are two types of analysis, qualitative and quantitative. A qualitative biomechanical analysis relies on subjective observations, whereas a quantitative biomechanical analysis uses actual measurements to quantify the mechanical parameters of the performance. Now, steps of a qualitative biomechanical analysis. It consists of 4 steps. Description. To develop a theoretical model of the most effective technique and to describe what it would look like. Second, observations, to observe the performance. Third, evaluation, to compare the ideal technique to the observed performance. Fourth, instruction, educate or instruct, advise to correct. Now, quantitative biomechanical analysis. This analysis is limited, however. Teachers, coaches may make some performance measurements and thus do some limited quantitative biomechanical analysis. For instance, equipment such as stopwatch, and a tape measure may be used to measure and quantify the biomechanical parameters. This current figure shows the biomechanics of physical training. Biomechanics and training. The principle of specificity is a fundamental principle of training. It should be specific to the training program. Therefore, as the principle suggests, exercise and drills must be specific to sports and physical activity for which a particular person is being trained in. If the exercise and drill used in training are closely matching the aspects of the skill we are training for, we will have greater gains in performance. Now, technical training. Training time and practice for specific sport or physical activities are usually devoted to improving technique, technical training or physical conditioning, physical training. The time proportion allocated to technical training depends in part on the technical difficulty of the activity. Technical training may involve performing drills or performing the actual skill that mimic specific aspect of the skill. Biomechanics can thus contribute to improvements in sports and various physical activities. Now, technical training may have some effects on the performer's physical condition, and physical training may have some effect on the performer's technical proficiency. Next is physical training. The other part of training is the physical training. Physical training is directed at altering performance limitations due to the physical conditioning of the performer, whereas technical training is directed primarily at correcting or improving aspects of technique training. Physical training is directed at improving the various components of physical fitness that includes muscular strength, muscular power, muscular endurance, flexibility, cardiovascular fitness and body composition. Now, technology in biomechanics. As technology improves, measurement techniques are constantly evolving. There are various tools for measuring biomechanical variables that vary in cost and sophistication, from simple stopwatches to highly sensitive force platforms and multi-camera motion capture systems. The tools has been categorized as tools for measuring kinetics and tools for measuring kinematics. Tools for measuring kinetics. Popular tools for measuring kinematic includes timing system, velocity measuring system based on radar or laser light, accelerometers, micro electromechanical systems MEMS, inertial sensors and optical imaging systems, which are film cameras, video cameras, etc. Tools for measuring kinetics. Kinetic variables are based depending on the force of the cause of change in motion. Some popular tools for measuring kinetic variables in biomechanics are force platforms, strain gauge. Benefits of biomechanics include 1. Optimization of sports performance by developing the most efficient and effective technique. 2. Prevention and reduction of injuries through understanding of injury causes and the development and application of proper techniques. 3. The design and development of improved equipment and material to maximize sports performance. The transference of skills from practice field to playing field, example, batting tees, ball throwing, mechanics and video software that allows athletes to enhance techniques in practice and apply in competitions. 5th, the development and modification of sports equipment to widen participation, that is junior sizes, cheaper, more durable equipment. Now let's summarize the module. In summary, we can say that human biomechanics or biomechanics of sports and physical exercise is the study of force and their impact on the human body during physical exercise and sports. Forces play a major role in the movement, motion and coordination of the body, whereas work, power and energy explains the causes of motion. Now, center of gravity is the point in a body or system where mass or weight is evenly distributed or balanced and where the force of gravity acts. In sports and physical exercise, center of gravity provides stability, that is the capacity of an object to return to equilibrium or to its original position after it has been displaced. Angular kinetics explains the causes of angular motion, mechanical properties of the musculoskeletal system. Also, the nervous system controls musculoskeletal system. We have two types of analysis, that can improve the performance of a person, which are the qualitative biomechanical analysis that relies on subjective observation of the performance, whereas the second one, which is quantitative biomechanical analysis, uses actual measurements to quantify certain mechanical parameters of the performance. Now, biomechanics can be used to improve performance by improving training for a particular performance. The basic principle of training is specificity. That means it should be specific to a sports or an event. Biomechanics can improve the specificity of training by identifying specific aspects of technique that need to be perfected by identifying exercise and drills that mimic specific aspect of the exercise technique or specific muscle group used during the actual performance. Also by identifying the specific muscles whose strength, power or flexibility limits the performance. A study on the quantitative anatomical analysis of a performance also identifies the specific muscle or muscle group that are active during a moment of performance. That's all in this module. Thank you very much.